Set the stage for me. What is the state of this team's offense?
Well, the state of this team's offense is going to depend an awful lot on some of the guys we're finally going to get to see at rookie camp. They are going to be the new weapons for Daniel Jones, maybe Drew Lock, but more than likely Daniel Jones. Certainly, all eyes are going to be on Malik Nabers when they open rookie camp. They simply have not had a receiver like this since Odell Beckham. Obviously, he is not going to be catching passes this week from Daniel Jones, but we are going to get our first look at the explosiveness, at what he can bring on the field that they just have lacked for the last 5 years, the sort of explosive playmaking ability out of the wide receiver position. But, they did other things for the offense, too. We're going to see tight end Theo Johnson out of Penn State. He's raw. But don't forget, the Giants are still waiting for a definitive answer from Darren Waller about whether he's going to retire. So certainly the hope is that Theo Johnson will develop eventually into a pass-catching weapon. But again, this is our first chance to see him. And then the running back, the fifth rounder, Tyrone Tracy, they've got Devin Singletary. He's expected to be the lead back. But he spent only 1 year as a running back. He transitioned from being a wide receiver. So he brings the potential for explosive playmaking out of the backfield, too. They really loaded up on weapons. That will help whoever the quarterback is. It's expected to be Daniel Jones. But again, we should be seeing more explosive playmaking for the Giants offense, and that's something they really lacked last season.
Yeah, depth in the quarterback room, depth in the running back room, paramount for this team's success. And speaking of that quarterback room, look, Daniel Jones, I get it. He's there. I don't know. It looks like all signs are pointing to him as being the week 1 starter. But then you got that guy, Drew Lock, who, in relief of Geno Smith, we saw some good things from him as well. Mark, how do you handle the quarterback competition?
Well, you got to give Drew Lock a chance, yeah. And we could have put up the stats as well of how Daniel Jones played versus when Tommy Cutlets played and Tyrod Taylor played last year, where they played better with those guys. They won more games. They scored almost a touchdown more. The rating was up when those guys played. So all of the reasons that Daniel Jones has been given for not excelling, well, the same situation, 2 quarterbacks they played. So they brought in Drew Lock for a reason. And as Judy talked about, during these mini camps, if he gets a nice rapport with Malik Nabers and they're really balling out and have a great connection throughout this offseason when Daniel Jones can't practice, then you got to say, if he's playing better, we have to roll with this guy. And as much as Brian Daboll worked magic 2 years ago when the Giants made the playoffs, they still weren't a juggernaut on offense. And his job, he knows, is tied to Daniel Jones, even though he didn't draft him, GM Joe Shane as well. So they really don't have to say, I know they're paying him a ton of money, but hey, Drew Lock gives us the best chance to win. He has a great rapport with our rookie, and they really have to go that way. I know a lot has been compared with Nabers and Odell. I was there when we drafted Odell. The difference was Eli Manning had won 2 Super Bowls, been to a bunch of Pro Bowls, showed that he could be a legit finisher of games, whereas Malik Nabers is being brought in sort of to save Daniel Jones, and that's just not the case. He has to play well. Drew Lock going to have every opportunity to take that job.
Well, I understand Drew Lock is there, and he did improve a lot over the course of his career in Seattle. But the fact of the matter is you have invested in Daniel Jones. And so, in my opinion, it should be his job to lose. Give him an opportunity to develop chemistry with these new weapons. All right, now the fact of the matter is we understand the quarterbacks last season played better than Daniel Jones when they got their opportunity, but it didn't help not having one of the greatest offensive lines in front of him. In fact, you led the NFL in sacks last season. Now, I will give credit to Drew Lock, okay? He did grow up during his time in Seattle. He matured a lot. He got his confidence back up, all right? One of the reasons why he left Seattle. A lot of players in that situation, he could have easily stayed because he's comfortable in that situation. He understands the system and he knows the city, but he decided to branch out, bet on himself, and go to New York. That shows the confidence that he has in himself. So if he does play well, I still think Daniel Jones should be the starter. But if Drew Lock is able to show that he can consistently lead this team, he can take that spot over at some point during the season.
Well, guys, I don't think we can ignore the fact that the Giants flirted with quarterbacks during the draft. We just can't get past that. That tells you where their mind is. Having said that, they have been adamant that if Daniel Jones is healthy, he is the starting quarterback. So maybe you put it best, Robert, that it's his job to lose. He has to come in as the front runner. But I agree with Mark. This has got to be a real competition. We always say this. The players in the locker room know best. And if they think that Drew Lock gives that team the best chance to win, then it's got to be Drew Lock's job. I do think, though, that Daniel Jones, if he's healthy, will be the better quarterback.